Today we're talking about ego and attachment. So why do we gasho and bow at the beginning of a teaching session? Is it out of respect? Is it simply customary? Or is it to beat down our ego a bit, similar to the prostrations performed in the Tibetan Buddhism system? Egocentric pride looks at things very superficially and never sees the nature of reality. When we gasho and bow, we are paying homage to true understanding and wisdom. In fact, to diminish pride and become more grounded in reality, both teacher and student should gasho before Dharma begins. Otherwise, there is no space for understanding wisdom. The proud mind is like a desert. Nothing can grow in a mind full of pride. That is why we gasho and bow to giving and taking teachings. If we don't have this respectful attitude, we might as well not gasho. If we're not gashoing with our mind, there is no need to gasho physically, simply for the sake of show or custom. In this case, tradition is not that important. But if we recognize how our pride functions and gasho to wisdom instead, that is very effective. And doing so makes gashoing a means of training our mind. Instead of having too many expectations of our teachers, it's better that we generate a pure personal motivation. Expectations cause mental problems. Instead of being positive, they become negative. Instead of expecting something, maybe dedicate in the following way. I am going to investigate and try to discover and understand my own nature and recognize my own false conceptions and mistaken actions. From the time of our birth, we've been under the control of our unconditioned, dissatisfied mind. Even though our only desire is for lasting happiness and enjoyment, we are constantly tossed up and down by external conditions. But if we check more deeply, we will see that our uncontrolled mind has not given us the slightest chance to be freely joyful. It has been completely enslaved by external conditions. From the moment of our birth, we have been utterly under the control of the totally unrealistic and ridiculous philosophy of attachment. So the purpose of this Dharma talk is not simply for receiving information, but an opportunity for training the mind. We need to begin to understand that we need to act out of wisdom instead of ignorance, out of universal consciousness instead of narrow conceptions. The mind is possessed by expectations, grasping at higher realizations and personal power. So, it's almost impossible to remain calm and relaxed Therefore we cannot grow, and we cannot discover universal wisdom. We need to take time to think, why is my uncontrolled mind so tied to this uncontrolled body? Why has my uncontrolled mind been associated with a sense-driven body for so long that it seems that my entire internal environment is totally agitated? All these problems come from the deep root of attachment and the ego mind. The ego binds us to conditions and gives us no chance to experience internal peace, freedom, or joy. Through the power of Zazen, we can relax mentally and physically, and then our nervous system will also relax. If our nervous system is relaxed, then our mind will be relaxed. If our nervous system is not relaxed, our mind will not be relaxed, and that will prevent us from seeing reality and the experiencing of inner peace. When our mind is relaxed, our nervous system becomes a kind of spacious, peaceful environment in which knowledge wisdom needs to grow. When we realize through our own experience how the powerful energy force of our ego comes and goes, we can realize that as well as our physical body, there exists another, different kind of energy, our mind. If through experience we investigate with introspective knowledge wisdom the way our ego functions, then we have the opportunity for it to disappear. Then we will discover that we have the power and the potential to discover a state of egolessness. And that egolessness is the basic nature of human mind and our Buddha nature. A small experience of egolessness will give us a logical reason for generating a brave and courageous mind that strives for such heights of human egoless attainment. Such understanding does not come from the wisdom or power of the great masters. It comes from our own wisdom and power of our own mind. I think it is extremely important that while we occupy these precious human bodies, where intelligence and many other good qualities have come together, we take the opportunity to seek our inner nature and release ourselves from all the problems of mental defilement which come from our ego. Thank you for listening today.